All right, today I am going to refresh this CV Heljestrand MK number 31. This is a 5/8 razor, Swedish steel, absolutely wonderful razor. This particular one is mine, but I just sold it. So I have another one. And so I sold this one, and this is the one that's in better shape cosmetically, but not necessarily better shape shaving wise. This is an excellent shaver, but the other one's excellent also. Anyway, I'm going to refresh this, and the first thing that we're going to do is to do a little test to see what needs to be done to it. All right, let's do that test. All right, well, a fresh packing peanut, and so I'm okay. So that cut the surface. So right there is pretty good, but I'm not getting a lot of. I'm putting a fair amount of pressure there. So so let's go take a look at this under the microscope. Well, the first thing that we can tell from the microscope image is that the razor already has a J-nat edge on it. We can tell that because the texture of the pattern on the bevel, the scratch pattern on the bevel, looks sandblasted, and that's a symptom, or that's a result of the finish that J-nats produce. It's called a Kasumi finish. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. So what I've done is since I'm going to refresh the edge, I'll just refresh it with a J-nat. I have my Nakayama stone here, my Nakayama Maruka stone, and I've raised a coma slurry on it, and that may be more than we need, maybe going back more than we need, but you know, we can move forward from this. We'll see how this develops. You know, clearly we're going to develop the edge on this slurry to be sharper than it was before I started. So here we go. I'm just doing my normal thing here, letting the pressure keep the bevel against the stone and not bouncing over it, but nothing more. With this razor, there's a little bit of a shoulder here, so I want to keep in order to keep the blade flat, I need to keep the shoulder off the stone. Let's do a little bit of spinning. This time I'm spinning mostly to get access to the slurry. Seems to, today is one of those days where the slurry seems to want to always move where I'm not. Got to maybe do the hand holding thing here just to move things along. So I am starting to see, I'm just doing alternating half strokes here. And the purpose of this, I did the leading trailing strokes. And again, this edge is already, at least visually, in pretty good shape. So all I'm trying to do here is get this down to where I'm able to see the slurry move easily over the edge, which is what I'm seeing here. So I think it's time to at least do a test. Let me put this down. Do a few of these where I'm not just one-handed. Yeah, that's looking real nice. Okay, I'm gonna rinse off and do a test. Yeah, I don't know whether I mentioned it or not. These are little 5/8 razors. They're like little sports cars on the face. They're light, very maneuverable, super cool. I actually prefer larger razors, but certainly make an exception for this one. I'd love to get the next size up is the MK32, and I'd love to get one of those one day. But I've been looking, they're hard to find. These are easier to find. All right, let's do our test here. Okay, so that's better, right? I am pushing, but it's not, it's going into the packing peanut. So we've made some progress. I think I'm gonna do a few more laps here on the coma slurry just to make sure. I'll do a quick test after that. If the test, if I've accomplished something, the test will be a little better. Otherwise, I will have done a few extra laps on the stone for no reason. Normally I don't have this problem with the slurry, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. All right, that's certainly more than enough. Let me test again. See if that moved us forward, or if there's no change. Try it off. I want to have consistent test conditions here. Okay. Yeah, maybe a slight improvement. So I'd say that was maybe worth doing. All right, next after the coma here is going to be diamond slurry, the Tomo created with a diamond stone. Here, what I'll do is go take a photo of the edge as it currently looks. Okay, well that gives you an idea of what the coma scratch pattern looks like. What I've done before coming back is I've raised the Tomo slurry with the DMT extra fine diamond plate, and so now we're going to refine the edge with this slurry. The stone is, I think I mentioned this, but the stone's been flattened, and this feels absolutely like velvet or glass. Better description is glass. Feels like just beautiful feeling. And all I'm doing is paying attention to the feel of the very apex on the stone, watching how the slurry moves. I'd say we're ready for a test. The way the slurry is moving it's pretty obvious that a little bit of work was done there. And so we'll test, and if we need to, we'll probably test and then go a little further just to see if we get any improvement. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit improved. Maybe not a lot though. So let's do a little bit more. Maybe with a slightly thinner slurry. going to test again. I'd love to get a, there we go. There we go. Paying attention at the heel here. I think I've been a little bit lax about that shoulder. There we go. Okay, let's test again. Yeah, I'm not wild about this. I'm going to do a little bit more on this. I think I'm going to just pause you because there's only so much of this you can watch, and then I'm gonna come back. I think it should be better coming off of this slurry. So I'm just going to pause you, do more of what I do, and I'll come back. Okay, I did a couple of more minutes. I did thicken the slurry a little bit. Did a couple of more, a few more passes. Until I thought that the motion of the slurry across the razor got a little bit better. I've cleaned the razor, and now let's do a test. I'd say that's a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna dilute this, do a few passes, and then we're gonna do a microscope image. Okay. Quick test. Don't want it to have gotten any worse. Nope. No, that's gotten better. Yeah, it's definitely better. Yep. Definitely that made an improvement. Okay, I'm gonna I think I'm gonna take an image, then we'll strop, and then we'll come back and continue. Okay, I'm back. Picture has been taken. for you to look at. Oh, I have not stropped. Let me go do that. I'll pause you again and come back. Okay, I'm back. Let's do a quick test to see if the stropping has improved the, yep, and it has. It has improved the edge, and that improvement is in alignment. That's just where we want it prior to this step, so we are in very, very good shape here. We're just plain water for a little while. I have the apex barely touching the stone. It's doing a little bit of self-slurrying, which this stone does do, but I'm a little surprised it's doing it with as light as I'm touching the stone with the edge. But it is what it is. This is a very, very thin coat of water here. So I'm not going to be looking for too much motion over the edge here. I mean, it's so thin that I kind of want to, and it's already starting to do that. I want it to be thin because I want to feel that the bevel is making contact with the stone from heel to toe, and that contact is so good that the razor is slowing down as I slowly push it across, and that's exactly what's happening. I'm not letting it stop the razor. I'm just slowing down to as the friction increases, I'm just simply slowing down the velocity of the razor. Because what I think happens is that if I were to maintain the same velocity or even try to speed up, it would push more water out from under the edge, and that would tend to stop the motion more. So, okay, I think this is darn good. Let's do a little cleaning business. I'm definitely rolling pressure here. You couldn't tell, there's no way for you to tell. There's so little water. And we'll see whether well, I'll do a test, but we'll see on the next step whether oh, I know what I'll do. Whether the soapy water pops over the edge. I don't think I've done many of these. Well, I know I haven't. So let's do an ever so slight amount of drawing out of the edge. Okay, let's test. Wow, that's very good. Especially after this gets dropped, that's going to be good. Let's do the soapy water thing. Clean off any that might be time for some, oops, there we go. Might be time for some more dishwashing detergent. Okay. It's feeling good. Cleaning up my hands, drying my hands here. Last thing you want is the razor to slip out. I'm pretty used to handling things in this environment, and so my patterns are such that I sort of don't have a lot of mishaps. And when I do have them, they're generally not very disastrous. And that's because I've been through the path of having a lot of those things happen. I can't tell you how many times I've cut myself, but not in the last many years. It's been a long time since I've had anything other than a nick. So I paid my dues. I want to become a little less sudsy here. And we're almost done. As I've mentioned before, the purpose of the soapy water is to just not let friction get in the way. See if the stone has anything more to give. There's so little going on here that, and I'm not using much pressure on the edge other than to keep the edge into the, against the stone. So this you can do a lot of without too much of a fear of overhoning. And I'll do if I can remember it, I'll try to do or if anybody's interested, I'll try to do a video about overhoning, what that is, and how you know when you've encountered it, and how to fix it. But there would be a concern for overhoning here, because I've got that edge in very, very good shape, and the reason I'm not too concerned is simply how little friction I have and how little pressure I'm using. All right, let's do a test. Then we'll do final stropping. The only reason I'm testing here is to make sure I haven't made it worse. That would be a symptom of overhoning. Nope. No, that's good. And we'll do final stropping, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I've done the stropping. I finished up with 30 laps on the fire hose linen strop, which is a hanging strop that I have in another room, and then I did 60 laps on this steer hide leather. And I'll just mention, with a bench strop, you don't really use the same technique that you use with a hanging strop. There's no with a hanging strop you develop your own tension, but this is rock hard. There's no, the only give here, the tension that you give in a hanging strop, also that you apply with a hanging strop, provides a little bit of give in addition to the material. On a bench strop like this, the only give that you have is in the material, and this is pretty hard leather. So when you use a bench strop, you want to be you don't want to use a lot of pressure at the edge. You want to have enough that the edge sees the give in the material, or a slight amount of give in the material, but not so much that you're overstressing the edge. So this is, I like bench straps because I can be very precise with them, especially if the razor is wider than the bench strop. You know, I can be very precise about making sure I get every part of the edge. But the downside to it is what I described. You have basically a hard surface under the leather, and you don't want to be stressing the edge with too much pressure. Anyway, I'm going to go take a photo, which I think will look a lot like the very first photo you saw, and I'm going to shave test. And what I'll do is give you a little audio over the photo to let you know how the shave test went. And that's it. Thank you for joining me. Bye. I don't think we did a test. So here's our test, and then I'll really say goodbye. As you can see, this is, well, hopefully you can see, but you'll have to take my word for it. It's like pushing into a cloud. Zero effort is required here. And I've noticed that over here on the very edges, there's actually more material, but it's really because of the rounding, but that's really good. So I'm expecting this to shave very well. All right, I'll see you after I shave. Okay, given the way the final sharpness test went and the visual condition of the edge, the shave test went exactly as expected. Extremely nice, extremely close and comfortable shave. Hopefully this video has shown you a little something about using sharpness testing to determine whether to stay on a stone or stay on a stage of abrasion, and or whether to move off of it. So that was part of the purpose. I didn't state it up front, but that was part of the purpose of doing so many tests. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.